Melody. Welcome to Myanmar Today Review, and this is where we visit the top stories for this week from Myanmar Today. Here are the reports from our reporters from this week. Willinson will be giving us a look into the Myanmar Employer Award giving ceremony. Willinson once again got the latest report on standing with State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi. David Tanner will give us the details on how Hluttaw discusses about reliability of emergency call. Bietain has the full story on 70th anniversary of Rawang's National Day. Yanine has the full story on Khume New Year Festival. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the featured local news from this week. The International Court of Justice held the third day of oral hearings on the application submitted by the Gambia on Thursday in The Hague of the Netherlands. State Counsellor and Union Minister for Foreign Affairs Aung San Suu Kyi attended the first session to hear the second oral proceeding of Gambia for provisional measures against Myanmar. The court proceedings was attended by Union Ministers U Jotin Sway and U Jotin, Myanmar Ambassador to the Netherlands U So Lin Han, and members of the Myanmar delegation, local and foreign lawyers for the Myanmar government, and members of legal support group. People who have come from Myanmar and Myanmar expats in the Netherlands and other foreign countries cheered and gave the state councillor moral support outside the ICJ. Commander-in-Chief of Myanmar Defense Services, Senior General Min Aung received State Counsellor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi of China in Mandalay on Sunday. The Chinese Foreign Minister said the exchanges between the Chinese and Myanmar armed forces are an important part of the Bao'po friendship between the two countries. He expressed that the process of peace and reconciliation in northern Myanmar is of great significance to Myanmar's economic and social development and long-term stability. He added that China will maintain close communication with Myanmar and play a constructive role in pursuing peace and promoting talks. The senior general said that Myanmar armed forces fully support the Myanmar government and China in enriching the connotation of the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership between the two countries, setting up new goals, speeding up Belt and Road Initiative cooperation, and earnestly promoted the construction of the Myanmar-China Economic Corridor. Now let's move on to the last local news for today. Thousands of people staged mass rallies at Mahabandula Park in front of the City Hall in Yangon on Tuesday in support of State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi, who is contesting the case filed by Gambia at the International Court of Justice. Likewise, a mass rally was staged in Mandalay on Tuesday in support of State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi. 18 ethnic groups residing in Mandalay, social organizations, teachers, students, representatives from political parties, civil service organizations, and religious groups from different faiths participated in the rally. More than 300,000 people from all walks of life participated in the rally in Mandalay. Likewise, a mass rally to support a delegation led by State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi was held in Sregu, Kachin State on Tuesday morning. People marched from the City Hall to the Township Sports Ground and walked along Bojot Road by holding vinyl posters and miniature state flags. About 3,000 people participated in the rally. That's all with the local news. This is Myanmar Today Review broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. On FM, make sure you catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices for your own convenience. And I believe it's time now for our first report. Myanmar Employer Award giving ceremony was held on the 7th of December at Novotel Hotel to recognize the contribution of both international and local companies in Myanmar. Several businesses persons were giving the awards respective of their own fields, and it was the ceremony where they also got inspiration to strive more for better future of doing business in Myanmar. Willinson reports.
The fourth Myanmar Employer Award giving ceremony was held on 7th of December at Novotel Hotel in Yangon with the aim to empower the employers across Myanmar and inspire them for a better Myanmar in the future in creating workforce and also bringing talented employers. Myanmar Employers Awards celebrate top industry leaders across the country for their exceptional achievements and heartfelt commitment to employer excellence and talent management. Over the course of multiple months, organizations will be assessed independently based on their individual merits in planning and executing the effective practices. The Myanmar Employer Awards are dedicated to developing further best practices in HR for Myanmar. Speaking to MI Radio on why this award is necessary for the employers, Mr. Matt De Luca, Managing Director of JobNet.com said,
Well, look, I think Myanmar is in a state of growth, and I think to support this growth is really important to recognize companies that do a really good job. And especially when it comes to HR and employer excellence, it is something that I think, in Myanmar we can do even better. And so the Myanmar Employer Awards aims to recognize the best companies that are excelling at all these best practices, whether it's workplace environment or HR technology or recruitment strategy, all the different aspects of HR that make a company an employer of choice. So actually the MEA is divided in two, so local and international. The local companies compete among local companies, international companies compete among international companies. So the two of them, a local company doesn't compete with an international company. Right, so it's two separate competitions. Yeah, it's all part of the MEA, but we have two different, if you will, segments. One is local and one is international. For exactly that reason, because we think it is not quite ready yet for all local companies to be competing with all international. But I think in the future we should put them together. Maybe not just yet. Yeah.
The Myanmar Employer Award program is open for both local and international companies of different sizes operating in Myanmar. And Myanmar Employer Awards Gala Night is the celebration of the highest levels of achievement by the companies from all sectors to recognize and encourage HR best practices in Myanmar. Awards were allocated based on their independent judging carried out by 18 local and international judges. Depending on the category, one has to prepare an essay and fill in a certain questions, and the essays are judged by a total of 18 panelists, including both international and local judges. But the judges are barred from voting for any company. But for this award, the local companies compete for other local companies, and international companies compete against other international companies. According to Mr. Matt, HR for sale is the most demanded HR in Myanmar, and 1 out of 5 employees is working in sales and marketing industry in Myanmar. Speaking on what makes a creative, talented, and better employee, he also said that it is a combination of how things are taught in school, what is taught, and also how hard people study, which are mainly practical things which one has to perform. Khume is one of the awardees who received the award of International People's Choice Award, and speaking to MI Radio on what could be the reasons which make him worthy of this award, he said,
I think in every organization, employee engagement is very important. And without employee, it cannot be. You will never achieve a good workplace, right? And for the internal marketing, I think it's something you have to create for the best workplace, and it's about the engaging people. And so tonight, I believe that this award recognizes us. We did the right thing in engaging people and engaging the employees, and we believe that we are creating and contributing a lot in creating the best workplace in Myanmar.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the report on the Myanmar Employer Award giving ceremony. With the aim to support State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi along her delegates who are currently in Netherlands facing the hearing of ICJ, thousands of people came out and showed their support to Aung San Suu Kyi, and the event was held in front of Mahabandula Park in downtown Yangon on Tuesday. Williamson will tell us the full report.
December 10 is the day when State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi, along with her delegates, started facing ICJ in Netherlands. To show her support at ICJ, the people of Myanmar organized a series of events in support with her, and 10th of December, thousands of people took to the district of Yangon at Sule, gathering together in front of Mahabandula Park chanting, "We stand with Aung Suu." The event was attended by Upsho Mindeng, Yangon Region Chief Minister, along with several other prominent regional governmental officials. Though it was a hot day at noon, thousands of supporters came from all over Yangon to support and stand with Aung San Suu Kyi. Speaking to MI Radio, Upsho Mindeng, one of the participants said,
One of the main reasons for me in taking part in this event is that I love Aung Suu. At the same time, I also would like to stand up for the national interest, the truth and the justice for our nation. And by standing up and show our support like this, I hope we can together protect ourselves from being sued inappropriately by the international communities. And I would like to say to all my fellow citizens to stand up and support Aung Suu.
Another enthusiast participant is Donnie Nilwin, who hails from Flying Township, also speaks to MI Radio and said,
The reason for me taking part in this event is that I don't want any other country encroach the sovereignty of our nation, and I want to show that I will stand with Aung Suu forever. As soon as I heard the news that Aung San Suu Kyi would personally face the lawsuit in Netherlands, I felt I could not bear to see that. That's why I decided to do something that I can in support of her. And I pray for her that she will always be in good health and continue to do good for the nation.
In this event, other representatives of major religious groups in Myanmar such as Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam also attended the event, and each of them performed their prayers in support of Aung San Suu Kyi. Speaking at the event, Dr. Hluttaw of Hindu representative said at the event,
Aung San Suu Kyi Subhaste Panthanah Santu.
Firstly, I pray that the journey of Aung San Suu Kyi to the hearing at ICJ will be a victorious one. Together with all the people in Myanmar, on behalf of Hindu community, I would like to state that we all stand together with people in support of Aung San Suu Kyi. In this world, we are all the good sons and daughters of this earth. In other words, we are all the brothers and sisters. We, the Hindu community, would also like to urge the international community to do justice for the good of Myanmar people. We are here to break the dark by the light and win the bad by good, which is our main belief as a Hindu representative. That is why we all need to protect the dignity of our nation and stand together for the interests of our nation. I also pray for the peace and prosperity of our nation.
After the prayer by each of the representatives of Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam, singers Sopo Kwa also performed, singing the song of love towards fellow human beings, and stated that if we all love one another, there will be no problem at all whatsoever. Therefore, loving one another is the most important thing in this world. The present problems in the world are the results of lack of love, as he said. This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the report on the standing with State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi. Moving on to the third report. During 13th-day meeting of the 14th regular session of the second time Amilda Hluttaw on Tuesday, Hluttaw discussed whether the respective department regarding the emergency contact number 199 has been prepared for immediate action plan responding to emergency calls in any case of public security threat or not. Reporter David Tanner got all the details of it.
In many countries, the public switch telephone network has a single emergency telephone number that allows a caller to contact local emergency services for assistance. The emergency number differs from country to country. It is typically a 3-digit number so that it can be easily remembered and dialed quickly. In Myanmar, one of the important emergency telephone numbers to contact the police station is 199. During the 13-day meeting of 14th regular session of the second time Amilda Hluttaw on 10th December, it discussed whether the respective department regarding the emergency contact number 199 has been prepared for immediate action plan responding to emergency calls in any emergency contact number 199 has been prepared for immediate action plan responding to emergency calls in any case of public security threat. Raising his question over the issue, Dr. Dredre, who is the Hluttaw representative from Mandalay Region Constituency 6, said,
My question for today is that when we dial 199, will there be a quick and sudden response in taking action for what the people have been facing in the case of emergency? As we all know, if there may be a life-threatening or suspicious act upon a person or a group of persons, taking care of that circumstances and stopping that as quick as possible should be the first priority as soon as we receive the emergency call. For that, Myanmar police force should be well prepared and have well-equipped weapons which are advanced enough to paralyze the threat, and transportation vehicles like a great quality motorbike and cars are a must as well. But most importantly, communication services and devices to keep in contact with system, and the caller is a must to keep in touch with the situation that they are in.
Dr.
Dredger also added on the case with how people should be able to contact the emergency contact number anywhere, anytime, by telling the example in which people's lives could be saved if the emergency call has been reacted faster or be conducted sooner. In response to the question raised by Ujjadre, Major General Aung, Deputy Minister for Home Affairs, replied,
We are in the process of increasing the call centers for all the townships and areas where in the past can access the emergency call. From 1st July 2016 to 15th November 2019, the 199 call center for Yangon has received a total of 1.4 million calls. The calls which are in urgent need for help were about 150,000 calls. So about 8,400 were information-given calls regarding the narcotics and drugs. The police force has taken action in 110,000 calls of legitimate offenses. Therefore, there were about 43,000 times in which the police went to the area of the incidents, but they were not serious enough as the calls informed. Moreover, the worst thing about the calls will be the case in which we have about 1.4 million prank calls.
According to Major General Aung during the meeting, if people in case of emergency dial 199 to Myanmar Police Force, they have prepared to immediately react or respond in action by establishing a cooperation team. The team consists of Auxiliary Fire Brigade, District Police Officer, Township Police Officer, as well as Nyuma Police Station Officer. Reporter David Tanner reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on Hluttaw discusses about reliability of emergency call. The 70th anniversary of Rawang National Day and communal Christmas commemorative ceremonies were held for the first time in the Union National Races Village in Taketa Township in Yangon Region on the 7th of December. Organized by Rawang Literature and Culture Committee, the commemorative ceremonies intended Rawang ethnics to put more efforts in preserving literature, culture, and language. The commemorative ceremony of Rawang's National Day featured the event of making wishes and Manor folk dances of Rawang ethnics, in which Rawang ethnics residing in Yangon actively participated. Pietain reports.
The 70th anniversary of Rawang National Days and communal Christmas commemorative ceremonies were held for the first time in Union National Research Village in Yangon region on 7th of December. Organized by Rawang Literature and Culture Committee, the commemorative ceremonies intended Rawang ethnics to put more efforts in preserving literature, culture, and language. The commemorative ceremony of Rawang National Day featured the event of making witches and Manok folk dances of Rawang ethnics, in which Rawang ethnic residing in Yangon region actively participated. Ukangin, CEC member of Rawang Literature and Culture Committee, said,
The ceremony of today is that Rawang ethnics living in Yangon are collectively marking the 70th anniversary of Rawang's National Day and communal Christmas. Now is the Christmas season and Rawang ethnics living in all parts of Yangon region have gathered to organize Rawang's National Day and communal Christmas. I don't want to mention about Christmas because it is already known to all, but I would like to explain the National Day of Rawang ethnics. It originated in Windin village, Khanglampu region in Hluttaw district, Kachin state in 1949, when our Rawang public leaders and those from different parts of the country adopted a resolution calling for measures to carry out walk of literature. The celebration of Rawang's National Day has now turned 70 years. Everyone has a duty to preserve language, nationality, literature, and culture. I would like to urge all Rawang ethnics, young and old, to put more efforts in preserving literature and language.
These are chickens on
Similarly, Yangon Region Hluttaw Representative Aung, member of Yangon Region Hluttaw Bill Committee, who attended the 70th anniversary of Rawang National Day and communal Christmas commemorative ceremony, urged Rawang ethnic to place emphasis on measures to provide cultural exchange programs among national races so that cultures and language will be spread to all parts of the country. Likewise, Aung, chairman of Ethnic Affairs Committee of Yangon Region Hluttaw, also said,
We are constantly providing assistance for ensuring developments in traditional literature and cultural heritages. Each national race is holding their commemorative festivals. Rawang Festival is now the third time, and I already attended all festivals. Suppose that traditional literature and cultural heritages of different national races have begun developing. Ethnic equality for different national races is of great importance. Only with this right can the federal union emerge. For that reason, ethnic equality plays a crucial role in establishing the federal union. Concerning ethnic literature and culture, our Hluttaw will constantly have to render assistance under the leadership of the Literature and Culture Departments and Ethnic Rights Protection Departments under the Ministry of Ethnic Affairs.
There are more than 80,000 Rawang ethnic in Myanmar, about 1,000 of which are residing in Yangon. The first ever commemorative ceremony of the 70th anniversary of Rawang National Day was held in the Union National Research Village, attended by Aung, chairman of Ethnic Affairs Committee of Yangon Region Hluttaw. Yangon Region Hluttaw Representative Aung, member of Yangon Region Hluttaw Bill Committee, the responsible persons of Yangon Rawang Literature and Culture Association at the Union National Research Village.
That's the report on the 70th anniversary of Rawang National Day. This is Myanmar Today Review, broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at mrradio.com.mm. You can also listen to our radio programs live on the website. Khume Khume New Year Festival, which is held annually, was celebrated on a grand scale at Vaitani Dhamma University in Insane Township in Yangon region on the 7th of December. The festival is that it is held in the respective places where Khume tribes are living in Myanmar and respective countries where they are living when the cold season sets in December every year. It is also to organize reunions for relatives and friends who are distant due to the different situations. Year 9 reports.
Khume New Year Festival, which is held annually, was celebrated on grand scale at Vaitani Dhamma University in Insane Township, Yangon region on December 7. The festival is that it is held in the respective places where Khume tribes are living in Myanmar and respective countries where they are living when the cold season sets in December every year. It is also to recognize unions for their relatives, friends who are distant due to different situations. Isaac Hluttaw, advisor to organizing committee for holding Khume New Year Festival, said,
This year's festival was formally held in a form of traditional ceremony of eating the first crop. We have been living by farming since the time of our ancestors. During a harvest, traditional ceremonies of eating the first crop were held at the same time. In doing so, a friendship deepens in love. Unlike in the past, nowadays, Khume New Year festivals are being held in different manners in all parts of the country where Khume tribes while preserving our cultural heritages. We hold the festival in our native place in Pletwa Township in Chin State, just like the celebration in Yangon. It is also held in Kachin State and similarly in the United States.
Khume New Year Festival is held on grand scale with aims of further strengthening goodwill and friendship between Khume tribes, handing cultural heritages down to new generation, youths, and building closer relations between Khume tribes. With Khume singers performing songs and children showing off their traditional costumes, almost 300 people were present at the enjoyable Khume New Year Festival. Most of Khume youths have been also found attending the festival putting on Khume traditional costume of creative designs. Matnin Hin, who is a member of Khume traditional dance troupe, said,
I wear my traditional costume almost every year. It means to preserve my cultural heritage. The traditional items are not complete just like the previous era, but I have gathered my traditional items as many as I can, and I attend the traditional festival wearing costumes in a traditional style. I feel I am arriving in my native state as soon as I wear in this style. If I am in my state, the festival will be more enjoyable than here. Moreover, the festival will be more perfect with rich traditions and many local people. Here is not complete with traditional items, but I put on traditional costumes with items, and these are all my traditional costumes and items. I feel satisfied with my attendance to the festival wearing in traditional style.
There are 600,000 to 700 Khume people living in Pletwa Township alone in Myanmar. Khume people numbering about 100,000 are also residing in Matupi, northern Rakhine State, and Sitagang mountain ranges. According to Salai Isaac, former Minister of Development Affairs, Electricity and Industry of Chin State.
Particularly, I feel happy today. This is because I am a Chin ethnic and also represent Khume tribe. Khume people, young and old, celebrate the Khume New Year festival one year after another. Among the tribes of Chin, Khume needs to try harder. The opportunity of celebrating Khume New Year festival every year amidst difficulties is very satisfactory.
The current Khume festival held in Yangon is the 5th time and it will go on in 2020. Khume festival will be more unusual in the coming year, according to organizing committee for holding Khume New Year Festival.
That's the report on Khume New Year Festival. That's all the reports we have for you today. That's all with the local news and reports on Myanmar Today Review. Tune in every Saturday on MITV at 8:30 p.m. for Myanmar Today Review. Until next time.